Hi everyone and welcome to 1/6 Figure Focus, and you are very welcome to episode number 25 of The Focus. This is called Chase Figures, basically figures that are sold out, kind of harder to get. You can still get them, but they're probably double or triple in price. And I actually have guests tonight. Usually I'm really guilty of sending last minute links and expecting people to stop what they're doing, drop the baby they're holding, divorce their wives, just pull over to the side of the room or side of the road and just start streaming with me. But unfortunately people don't always do that because there's some things more important than 6 scale apparently. Folks, I finally was a little bit organized. I actually gave people notice. I actually communicated my intentions and sent on links at some sort of a normal kind of a time frame.
I appreciate that. And I did drop a baby and divorce a wife to be here, even though you gave me advance notice. So.
You know what? Not all heroes wear capes, Marco, but I appreciate that. And how are you doing, Marco?
I'm doing terrific. Ready to talk some figures. It has been a long work week, per usual, and yeah, looking forward to this. So thank you for having me.
No problem, man. So we're having 100% grade A escapism right here. Trevor, how are you?
Hey, good, man. How are you? Glad to be here. Can't wait to talk about some of these things that have been going on.
Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. Nick.
Hello.
I actually did send you a last minute link, but I gave you about 2 hours notice.
Yeah, it was 2 hours. Yeah, it was 2 hours, and I did have time, so yeah, I got to come on here. But I'm excited to talk about today. Excited to be with all of you. So yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I think there's a lot of excitement in the air after that announcement. And Alan, talk, Alan. I can't hear you.
Hello.
You're muted.
My mic was switched off. Rookie error.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here with everyone. First time with everyone apart from you.
You had a few days off, did you?
Yeah. It was my birthday the other day, so my wife and I stayed in a hotel last night. Got like a whole army of babysitters, and it was really nice. I'm really tired today. After having a nice relaxing time away, I'm more tired. I don't know how that works, but a lot of drink, a lot of food. Yeah,
had
it's
the
been
food
nice.
coma. You basically
birthday.
took the foot off the pedal and we're so relaxed now. You're trying to get back up to that first and second gear.
Yeah,
but that's good. That's
essentially,
good.
yeah.
That's good.
So did you say birthday today or was it yesterday?
It was 2 days ago.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
21 in 2 days.
A little bit higher than that, but
Yeah,
you know,
that's why
we won't talk about it.
Yeah. You're still a bit older than Nick, so it's all right.
It was my birthday on Monday.
You were 14 on Monday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
Happy belated, Nick. We got a lot
Thank
of
you.
birthdays
birthday.
this week.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, guys. Joao's birthday too.
Happy
That's
birthday,
right.
Joel.
Joel's
Joao's
birthday.
birthday was last week. Yeah, last week. Yeah.
A lot
I'm
of
not sure if
October
we're
babies.
supposed to announce that. Pardon?
A lot of October babies.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I have a theory on that, but I won't talk about it in live air.
Please don't. Please
Summer
don't.
love.
Do the maths, Alan. Do the maths. Really quickly,
rather
just
not.
going to address the chat. I'm going to address the chat. So we have Joanna. Is it Tenalema? Is she a friend of yours?
That's my girlfriend. Yeah.
Ah, good stuff. Here we
Nice.
go.
Shout
Right,
out.
here we go. Thanks for being here and thanks for watching, Nick. And Joanna, how are you? Tenalema. Okay, good stuff.
Nick, does
Thanks.
she collect as well?
Yeah, she's starting to soon. Like she has the wand on pre-order. That's gonna be her first one.
That's
Marry
awesome.
her.
We love
Yeah.
to see that.
Marry her.
Yeah.
You got to marry her, man. That's how it works, man. That's how it works. If ever there was a keeper. William Owens, dedicated, I would say a dedicated follower of the channel, but he's just a dedicated follower of all the YouTubers, and he's a collecting veteran. So, thanks very much for being here, William. As always, Scott McDowell, same to you. We have Trevor warming up the crowd, Andre from the Northern Ireland, I believe. Blitz 0065, how are you? More important things than 6 scale, sacrilege. I know, that's what I keep telling them. Riley, Riley, are you still in Vegas with all those ladies? I was just wondering. T-Ria, hello all, how are you? Dave Owens, another dedicated six scaler. Mark Attack, how are you? Chuli from Texas, I do believe. Mike, folks, you know it's not Mike if there's no exclamation marks. Would that be a fair assumption? Yeah. Luminara the Matriarch is here. How are you, Luminara? Commander Green is here. Leighton Richards in the chat as well. How's it all? Glad I could alive, not. So I'm trying to chat again. Legends, how's it going? All glad I could live, not. Catch alive, not at 1 a.m.
Catch
Alive. That makes sense. Yeah. Maybe that's a European collector. I think we're up to date there, folks. I'm gonna just give you a rundown of what we're actually going to be doing, so the people in the chat can choose whether they want to stay or not, and some of the panel guests might just hightail it as well. So bit of housekeeping first. Going to go through the new videos on my channel and new lives. Then obviously we're going to talk about the new releases. We're going to talk about that fish. Big Mouth Billy Bass was released there during the week. And then new announcements. Obviously we have to touch base on that. And then we're going to talk about chasers. Basically figures that are becoming a bit harder to get. You can still get them, but they've either doubled and tripled in price. And kind of more, we focused on chasers that we wouldn't rule out the possibility of actually going backwards on. Some of them you may rule out, but yeah, we're going to take a look at that. Really quickly, folks, ever since August 1st, when Brandon Salad dropped the first super chat on my channel, I have decided to donate all revenue from the channel in all forms, whether it's super chats, super likes, super thanks, super stickers, revenue, whatever, from August 1st of this year to 31st of December this year. So far we have raised €506.06. That will due to change within the next few days because YouTube paid out today because it's the 21st. I think we're on the €700 mark now. All that money will be added up in January and donated to the Temple Street Children's Hospital in Dublin, which is Ireland's national children's hospital. So thank you. No one's under any obligation, but if you do, it's going to a good cause. I'm forfeiting that the revenue until January. Okay, so chasers. This is basically the video that prompted the idea for this live stream. This is a short video. Tonight we'll more so focus on the panel members and their chasers, but look, if you want to have a look at that, that's there. This is awesome. I'm gonna do it just for Riley. Let's go. Sorry, I had to do it. Like, I never say that crap, but like, I mean, come on, like, Riley, I am right there with you, man. If you were watching, this was a let's go day if ever we saw it.
You gotta add a few more O's to that, though, Shane.
Oh yeah,
you could do
absolutely.
better.
I don't do it. Hey, I can't do it as good as him, right? We're going to talk about this. Spoiler alert. There's going to be a lot of. I'm going to totally fanboy out on this. Yeah, I'm not even sorry. So I haven't made this video yet, but Lion Rock Toys sent me this the other day. I did pay for it, but they gave me a very, very, very good deal. And I did a cock for customs, which is fantastic for Ireland. So I'll be making a video on this. I'm going to up my game with my videos in terms of reviews because I really want to showcase this because, yeah, I'm not going to get into it, but I actually really like it. And I was a bit disappointed when it first came out. Episode of Visions, Marvelous, that's up online, and so is OFAC with this guy here, Pete Cassie, is the English division of OFAC, and they swear a lot, but they were really kind. They didn't swear on my channel because I asked them not to. Right. So let's get started. We'll talk about some releases. So we're going to talk about, when I say Big Mouth Billy Bass, I presume you know what I'm talking about, yeah? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just remember Sopranos. Any Sopranos fans?
Oh yeah.
Anyone? No?
Oh yeah.
So this just reminds me of that, you know, that Big Mouth Billy Bass thing that was popular in like the 90s or 90s. I don't know.
Mount it up on the wall. And watch it sing.
And does the battery still work and stuff? Does it still sing "Don't Worry, Be Happy"? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyone want to chime in on this?
It looks like a Bleg. Definitely.
The Mando figure's cool.
I've been on the fence in this since it came out, man. I love the creatures. I have a Tauntaun. And I really wish that Hot Toys had put out a Tauntaun. But this was a strange choice for the first in a long time since the creatures, anyways. Yeah, I mean, it's ripe for it because it's kind of smallish as creatures go, but 2-episode thing. I don't know. I don't know if I need it. I don't know.
I love the idea of the Tauntaun. That sounds incredible. And I remember I had it might have been a 6-scale version of a Tauntaun when I was younger. It would love to add like a really cool. Maybe it was slightly smaller than that, but this is not iconic to me in any way, and definitely a pass for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Tauntaun's great. Sideshow did a great job with that. I'd love to see Hot Toys take on it, but I heard the Mando has like less padding than the original Mando. I still have this. I know a lot of people sold it once the Beskar one came out, but I hung on to it because I'm a completist and a nut. But I heard that this moves a little better because I think they reduced some of the padding in it, so that's kind of cool. I would probably get the Queel one if I got this with anything. I'd get the Queel set. I just don't know, man. I don't know. It's a lot of money, a lot of space that I don't have right now, so I don't know.
Marco,
I don't care how ugly it is, though.
Is anybody getting this?
Nah. Not me.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I have absolutely no interest in this whatsoever.
Well, now I'm getting 2 because it's going to be great. Nobody will have them. You'll be begging me for one in 5 years.
It's going to be a chaser.
I'm gonna really quickly. So while I switch on to the next one, the one that, like, let's face it, we're all buzzing about talking. I'm definitely buzzing about talking. We're going to move on from this. And we're going to talk about announcements, and obviously you know which one I'm talking about. If the green didn't actually give it away, but when I'm just getting this set up, we'll just have a little think like 2 questions. One question is. The 3 different blurgs coming out. There's blurg with Mando, blurg with Quill, and then there's blurg on its own. So the 2 questions are, everyone's going to get a chance to answer. Which one's going to sit, if any? And number 2, what would it take? What price would it take for you to buy the blurg on its own? So if anyone already knows the answer to that question, you can chime in first while I just
under 100.
Under 100. Okay,
100.
so
yeah.
And
is that
which one do you think is going to sit?
Ship.
Ship. Yeah, we want ship.
Yeah.
Ship taxes. Yeah, and a 5% off coupon as well with it. So, so what do you think? What do you think, Nick? Which one's going to sit, and what's your price that you would actually consider it?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say maybe Mando would sit. Because like Quill's a new character, so I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna want to get that one, of course. And then the one on its own, for people like me who already have a Mando, they don't need Mando, so they just get the one on its own. So I think Mando and the blurg would be the one that sits the most.
You figure
because it's Mando, it's
okay.
probably the most overproduced SKU as well, right?
It probably is, yeah. And that's the other thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that probably makes sense. So, what do you think, Adam?
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Everyone, I don't have one, but if you want a Mando, you've got one already. And a lot of people took the kind of the fat suit off of the original version to give it more articulation. So you could potentially put it on that blurg, the single blurg. So yeah, I can totally see that Mando version sitting. Yeah. I don't think I would ever get one personally.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any Star Wars figures at all, and it'd be very, very strange figure to start with if I was starting a Star Wars collection to go straight for the blurg.
Yeah,
it'd be a bold move, I think, but unwise. So maybe not.
Think about how great Nightmare Batman would look on the blurg, though. Come on,
that would look badass.
Or Pennywise.
Or Deadpool.
That as well.
So
the teeth.
Deadpool. Yeah, exactly.
Deadpool
Yeah.
goes with everything. So what about you, Marco? Do you have a price? Like, is there a particular price you'd be like, you know what, I actually would get that? And you've module cases now, so they could actually fit in the module cases. Like, is there any interest you have in this?
Yeah, I think I'm with Nick though. Under $100 shipped would be, and it's not going to drop that low. So it feels like one I would absolutely pass on. Just because of size considerations. Like you said, the Module case could support it, but there's just so many other Star Wars figures coming out. I don't really like the design of this. Even when I saw it in Mando, and I know it was in other properties beforehand, I was like, it's just kind of goofy. So to me, it's not anything that speaks to me. And again, once Trevor said Tauntaun, I was like, I want a more iconic creature like that if I was going to take up that much space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Trevor, you said you probably will.
The Mando one is definitely going to be the one to sit, I think. But I might go $200 on it, if it came down in price, and there may be a shot at maybe $250 at some point, but I don't think it's going to go down to $200 unless you're adding points or something like that. But I don't think it's worth $325, $315, something like that for just the blurg alone, I think.
Yeah, I think it's pretty pricey, like, you know what I mean? It's I think Seth, there's no interest in this in the panel, basically. Just in case anyone has joined us, we're not talking about what's on screen now. We're talking about the fish from Mando. I've no interest in it. I think a lot of these characters, like Star Wars, come on, let's face it, like aliens, weird creatures, they're fun to watch. Personally, I'd be reluctant to add any creature to my own display. Like, a lot of it's space, and just don't particularly want or need them. Like, but original trilogy is different. It's a different ball game. But I've no interest in the blurg, to be honest. But I really liked that scene. And any scene with Quill, to be honest, I thought it was a nice touch. And
he looks good on it. I just don't think Mando looks good on it.
Yeah. There's some things that, like, if people bought me as a gift, I'd be kind of going, oh, do you even know me? And then there's other things that was like, be like, no, I could definitely get on board with that. I think Quill on the blurg would look really, really cool. It's just I could think of 10 other things I'd rather spend my money on before that. So, lads. Okay, you can say one word. Right, we're going to go through everyone in the panel. We'll say one word to describe your attitude towards this announcement. You'll get your chance. Everyone can say whatever you want. If you want to talk about this for half an hour, I will listen. Right, Alan, you saw this. What you think? One word.
I'm going to cheat.
You can swear if you want. I'll let you swear.
Full Defoe. That's how full Defoe. That's the sculpt is just pure concentrated Willem Dafoe. Mm-hmm. Just look at it. Yeah. Look at him. I sorry, go on. Yeah.
No, you're right. I'll come back to you, Nick.
Woo!
That's how it's done right there.
Yeah.
This guy got loads of energy. Marco.
Finally.
And Trevor.
Hello. That's my best Defoe.
I thought I genuinely saw him and I was like happy. That's the first thing that came into mind. That fella is delighted. So, right, who wants to take this? Like, you can talk about, like, if you're excited or if you're not going to get it, you can criticize the head clubs. Just who wants to go first? Or
I'll go first.
Yeah, good man, Nick. Go for it.
I'm not getting it, but no, I'm kidding. Of course I'm getting it. But dude, I don't know. There was a part of me, like me, Riley, KG, we have like a group chat, and like for months we've been saying, bro, where's the upgraded, like the other Goblin? And for some reason, there was a part of us that felt like for some reason they weren't going to do it because it took so long, like, to get it out there. You'd think by now they'd want it, but it looks amazing, dude. And I don't know why I was worried. I was so worried that the smiling head wouldn't turn out that good, but I think they nailed it. For once, they got a smiling head to look really good. Now they just need to fix Doc Ock. But dude, this thing looks badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're have you ordered it yet, or you're going to order it? But it sounds things. Anyway.
I'm gonna get it. I'm in a pickle here because I have the Toy Zero Goblin, and then I got the OG Goblin as well, and now I want this. So wow. My idea was to keep the Toy Zero because I didn't think they would make this, and then just customize this one into this one. So now I'm gonna have 3 Green Goblins. I guess not the worst thing in the world, but
it's a first world problem, yeah.
Yeah, it's a first world problem.
Yeah. At least you didn't buy that third party Defoe.
Oh yeah. Like when I saw it go for announcement, like I kind of looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'll wait. Yeah. Like if it turns out good, but no, it didn't turn out good. So thank God I didn't get it. Thank God.
What do you reckon, Alan? As a man
Yeah.
who takes portrait photography.
It looks great. It looks really, really good. I think it's a really bold move to go with an expressive skull. But I don't think there was any other expression they could have gone with. Really, I think like a more neutral one would have been a disappointment. They've totally made the right move there, I think, and with the roll on eyeballs as well, brilliant, spot on.
So you're gonna pick this up, I'd say.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've got the other version pre-ordered, the kind of clean, OG version. But I'm real tempted to cancel it and order this one instead. It just looks. I love, I wanted to represent No Way Home, and this fully represents that film.
Yeah,
whereas
speaking
the one,
my language.
do you know what I mean? Like I do like that look. I like the mask and things like that, but you can't pass that up.
Yeah, that's fair. Just before we go on and ask Trevor and Marco, I just want to address this particular chat, and I want to just give a small bit of a rundown on this particular figure. So I love this. With all the figures I plan on picking up soon, I'm going to have to use it. But honey, I won it in the contest line focus. Yeah, we've all done it. Just really quickly on this, I just want to show. So this is $395. It's a pre-order product. Up on Sideshow, it's $395. On Toys Buying Agent, it's actually $355, so it's $40 cheaper. That might benefit you if you're living in Europe and you don't have to pay $50 from Sideshow to ship it, but you can get it for about $20. It is a pre-order product. It's due to ship sometime between October 2023, 1 year's time, or more than likely, we all know, March 2024. We'll probably all have Zimmer frames, apart from Nick, you're grand for a while. You have the gift of youth, and we're all jealous. So it comes with the Willem Dafoe head sculpt. It has the rolling eyes system, but it's not a DX. It doesn't have the foam. No one does anyone really care? No foam. It has what counts. It has the rolling eyes. 2 pumpkin bombs. It's got its hood, which is shredded. It's got battle damage, wear and tear on the suit. It has a retractable blades as well. It seems to come with the same glider. I think maybe this one's a bit more weathered. I haven't spent enough time comparing them. Swap out hands and a kind of a hexagon base. And obviously it is very reminiscent of the look of the Green Goblin from the comic books. All right. So, Trevor, what do you think?
Oh, this is $350, man. This is, I mean, contrast this with the Blurg, you know what I mean? Like, this is such a great, seems like a great price for this, for everything you're getting. And this head sculpt is mint. And I'm a bit of a 1/6 Marvel collector myself.
Nice. I see what you're doing.
But this is a rabbit hole for me, man. For my Marvel, I stick to kind of a character representation from Avengers, and the only rabbit hole I've gone down is with Guardians of the Galaxy. So if I get this, I'm going to have to get all 3 Spider-Men. I'm going to have to get Doc Ock, and I don't know if I want to go down that, but I really want to take shots of this. It looks so good. So good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely would agree with you. Chuli says, how many creatures do we actually get though? If Hot Toys sees no support for this, what's their incentive to keep making creatures? Yeah, but you know what? They kind of shot themselves in the foot. Like if they chose something from original trilogy, I reckon, you know what I mean, the internet would lose its mind.
I can't imagine that they're going to weigh that against, like, well, I guess we shouldn't make a Tauntaun because the Blurg didn't sell. You know what I mean? Like the Tauntaun would sell like death sticks. You know what I mean? It would be.
You're coming out with all these references today. This is brilliant.
Yeah,
like a treasure trove of pop culture one-liners. I love it.
It's a Trevor trove.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
crushed it. Nice.
Damn it. I need to get like internet points or something like that and give you points or something like, you know. But no, that was very good. I love it. I love a good pun dad joke. The Green Goblin is a total winner. From the man with the greatest YouTube handle ever.
Yes.
T-Ria is just having a laugh. I think that was at Nick's Enthusiasm. And your girlfriend as well. And so is Riley. And so is Collector's Universe. This is basically a tribute to you, Nick. Anyone
Thank
else
you,
here
folks.
with questions? Look at the cheesy smile on William. He's very happy with the release. Yeah, absolutely. First thing I thought was Platoon. Yeah. Platoon was the film that really made me appreciate and respect Willem Dafoe. We got Costa here. How are you, Costa? We got Damon Zapp. Mark Attack. This is so tempting. Have to keep myself in check in my Star Wars lane. Yeah, I think there's a lot of checking ourselves here going on in the last few months, especially with these drop down prices in different places. They still have the face sculpt blurred out in the other version. No, I think they've I've seen pictures out on the Hot Toys.
They announced it this morning.
Yeah.
That
The Hot Toys Facebook group, yeah.
It has the same
the
head.
Hot Toys Facebook. Yeah, it's the same head, yeah. I thought they were going to do a maybe more neutral face on that then to swing people to buy both of them, but
I thought they were going to change the hair maybe. Like just a subtle.
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
it would have been
seemed
just
like
a
it.
subtle thing, yeah.
That would cost money,
Yeah.
Shane.
yeah, that would cost
Yeah.
money. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so Marco, I'm just going to flick through some of these pictures. You can tell me to stop wherever you want to, but yeah, just what do you think? Talk to us.
Yeah, so I've got a bit of a dilemma now because I do really like that original design from the Spider-Man 1 movie, right? It's classic, it's iconic. I didn't necessarily think it translated to a great figure because it had no contrast, right? It's like just bright green throughout the entire figure, but I love that mask. So it was like one that it was on my radar, but I was like, let me see how the sculpt turns out. I love this sculpt, and I'm hoping that the final will be just as strong as this prototype they're showing. So now I'm kind of like locked in, like I need to get one of the two, and which one do I get? This one doesn't come with a mask at all, right? Not even a shattered version of the mask, which is smart on their part because they're kind of making you almost want to buy both versions. So yeah, because you could put the sculpt on, you could add a bit more contrast. It would still come with the glider. I'm leaning a bit more towards that original Spider-Man 1 costume, but I really love this one too. And obviously from this film, this is where he does the most damage in this costume. So yeah, I'm really torn right now. I want both. Definitely can't afford both.
I would say, Marco, that I would think that somewhere on, a 1/6 kit or somewhere, out there's going to be a third-party version of that helmet, probably damaged as well. Probably, easier than they're going to make a better Willem Dafoe than this, you know what I mean, for the other one. So, I mean, I think if I were going to get it, I'd go with this and hope that somebody either parts out the original one or somebody comes out with a third party.
That's a really great point. And I've got plenty of friends who have 3D printers. They could always, 3D print a damaged one. So that is a really, that's a really awesome point. So if that's really the only thing holding me back from this version, that could be the deciding factor. But really blown away by how this release looks. And I'm glad that they went down this avenue and didn't kind of keep teasing it and kind of leave this one on the shelf. So looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is 100%. This is a no-brainer for me. It's been very vocal about how Tobey Maguire Spider-Man never really liked them and never really liked Garfield, and I really do like Tom Holland's iteration of Spider-Man, even though, as Leia says, he always looks like he wants his mom. But it's just the thing that Leia says. Tom Holland, I just love the way they didn't just go into the same old origin story, the same thing. He loses Uncle Ben. We've seen it twice already, and we've seen it in the comics, whatever. But just snapped him out of Queens, gave him some Stark tech. And then I know people started giving out because he's not Spider-Man, because he has the Stark tech. But his whole trilogy in every single MCU movie he's been in so far was an origin story, really, up until that terrible moment in No Way Home. And that's what I really like about it. And now he's got the sewing machine out, and he's using the good old-fashioned scanner to listen in on the police calls to.
And how long until we get that suit now, right? That they're still going back to this.
I have a theory about that, and that's a perfect segue because 5 months ago I put up a video entitled 5 Hot Toys Predictions, and to be honest, I said at the start of that video I'd be more surprised if these didn't come out. These are no surprises. So the 5 were Cad Bane, so that's been checked off. This was my number 1 prediction. This has been checked off. The other 3 then were the Zoe Kravitz Catwoman. That's very much up in the air. I could be waiting for that one. Another one was the Return of the Jedi Vader. I do think that's going to happen. And there was one more. It was the Spider-Man kind of shiny final suit, which I think they're going to announce as a movie promo for Spider-Man 4. If they don't announce it well before that, I think that's guaranteed to come. Like, do you know what I mean? So, because they did announce a tech suit as a movie promo to, like, I think it was Far From Home. It was like the same tech suit from Homecoming, but they had it for they had it released just the basic version without all the stuff he comes with, for a very cheap price for as a movie promo for Far From Home. So I do think that's coming. Maybe you don't have to wait as far as Spider-Man 4, but apparently
I think we'll see
there's talks.
That.
Yeah, probably see it before that. Definitely. But I was going to fly through some of these chats. So Dave Owens, I love that they made it make sense for him with the hood. Yes, I absolutely love that. I'm really considering this is MCU at its finest. Instead of taking stuff directly out of a comic book and putting the pajamas costumes up on the screen, which wouldn't work, they pick and choose. I love that. It's just one type of art meeting another type of art.
Let me ask, how anybody who's getting this, or let's pretend you were getting it, would you display
I'm 100% getting it.
Would you display it with the hood up and the goggles on, or no?
I think that's the beauty of 6-scale figures. Like my go-to, it's a great question because everyone's asking that. My go-to is hood up, goggles, like an attack pose. I love but then I know I'd be like, oh, that sculpt is so good. So
I know it's hard to hide.
That's the fun part. It's an excuse to take it off, repose it so that the smirk makes sense. Because you're not going to have a full-on attack pose really if he's, he looks like he's delighted with life, but like it has to be. But it depends. Then again, he was laughing for the vast majority of the film.
Yeah,
he's a nut. He was I'm causing chaos. I'm killing people's loved ones. Laugh. It makes sense. So like a hot take there. Not even a hot take, I suppose. What would your score out of 10 be? What do you think, Nick?
I'm a little biased. But I'm gonna give it like a 9.5. Yeah, okay. It's almost perfect.
Okay, and why do you say almost perfect?
I'd say almost just because I don't know. I don't want to say it's perfect, I guess, but like I think the only thing I would give him is maybe like just a few more hands and accessory wise, I'd give him maybe the damaged sword, like the broken sword accessory. So you can, if you did want to display it, like, because I do a lot of photography myself, so like I would like to have the option of a broken one for a photo or something.
Yeah,
that's about it. Yeah, it's almost perfect. Yeah.
Do you know what I do? Instead of the octagon base, I would give him
a diorama.
Even just part of that shield that fell down off the statue, even just part of it, a cracked, dirtied up, maybe upside down. Do you know weren't they fighting on the shield at the end?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
doesn't that make sense? Like, and someone mentioned earlier on that they hope that this base is going to be weighted because there's a lot of weight on top of it and it's relatively small. Just acknowledging, this is a focus-free zone. Even though it's the name of the channel, they don't have that photo. Every time you show that, I get 10%, Leah. Everyone knows that, right? So, yeah. Alan, score out of 10. What do you think?
It's definitely up there. It's got to be like an 8 or a 9. I think the first image that I saw this morning, I can't remember which one it was, but I was like, "Ooh, that doesn't look quite right." And then obviously images like this one, where there's more shadows and things like that, I was like, "Right, yeah, that's pretty spot on." I'd say about a 9. Nah, I'm gonna say 10. I'm just gonna, 10. It's going to be a road.
You love it. So we got a 9.5 and a 10. Marco?
Yeah, this is about a 9 for me. If it came with a version of the helmet, it would be a lot closer to a 10. If it came with another character incorporated into the base, it'd probably be a 10 for me. But it's a really great release. Or
just the
prototype.
sculpt, though. Just the sculpt out of 10. What do you think?
Oh, just the sculpt. Oh, the sculpt is like a 9.5. Apologies, I'm not a great listener, but yeah. Let's say
I thought you meant the figure too, honestly.
Okay,
thought
so
we were reading the
just
whole
the sculpt then. Oh, then that's interesting.
Oh.
Because you could give the sculpt and then the overall figure. So was your 9.5 for the sculpt or for the figure?
No, that was the whole thing. Sculpt's a 10.
Right.
I think Sculpt's
Okay,
a
the
10.
sculpt's a 10. And Alan saying sculpt's a 10.
Yep.
Marco?
9.5 for me. Really, really strong
9.5?
sculpt.
Trevor?
Yeah, I give it a 9.5, and I'd say the same thing about the full figure that Marco said if it came with a base.
Mm-hmm.
And that helmet, it would be close to a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta. There's a couple of little things in looking at it, but I haven't really studied it yet. But it's damn close to being about as perfect as you're gonna get at this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
Yeah,
pretty
no,
damn
that's fair. I originally woke up and saw it, and I said that is a solid sculpt. But I always go to the guys, the Collecting Weekly guys, as Marco streams. They say shrink ray when something is like perfect. Like I think that prototype of the Reva is a shrink ray. I think the Bubba Roba 2-pack is a shrink ray. Yondu shrink ray. The in-art Joker. I mean, come on. But this, I was like, this is a solid sculpt. It's definitely a good sculpt. And I said, I originally wanted to give it higher, but I gave it an 8. And then I went, you're being overly cautious because you're being biased. I'm being biased because I was always going to get this figure. I love this figure, and I'm trying to be really, really objective. So I felt like I was nearly knocking it down. So I wasn't. So I was trying to be, you know what I mean? I was trying to be really fair. But by then I actually was like biased in the opposite way. So I would say this is about a 9. I think the smirk it looks exactly like him, and I think I'm marking him down for the wrong reason. That like, if he was had the smirk and was a bit more maniacal, it would lend itself naturally to those attack poses. But then again, I suppose he was laughing when he was attacking everyone, so it's yeah. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
Do you have a tighter shot of this of the sculpt in here? Real tight close-ups.
Yeah. Do you want? There's another close
around.
one.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it's also in the position that you put the purrs into that can make or break whether the likeness is there. Like, that
right
looks
there,
really good. Yeah, it looks really good.
The moment it brings to my mind is where he fights Peter in the apartment.
Yeah,
and Peter like he's punching him, and he smiles at him exactly like that.
Yeah,
that's the moment that it brings to life for me.
Yeah, it's really good, man.
The teeth look great.
Yeah,
you got the gap as well. Like,
tongue action in there.
Yeah,
and that's what scares me a bit. If the final, doesn't get the teeth perfect or the wrinkles on his face, because there's so many details here. Yeah, it could look off, right? Like it's just so highly detailed.
We've seen that with the teeth before too, with other figures. Yeah,
he didn't quite come out right,
Mm-hmm. Ant-Man looking at you.
It was kind of almost like it was one tooth. It was like, do you know? Did you ever, as a kid, get those like milk teeth, those sweets, and then push them onto your gums if they were your teeth? That's what it kind of looked like. Yeah. But we got a $5 super chat from Boba Fettuccini. I think Boba Fettuccini, like every time he does a stream, he gives a super chat for $5. So thank you very much. And like I said, it's going to a good cause. Very much appreciated. Nick's calling for a focus watch. He's going to be disappointed. As amazing as the head sculpt is, I would have loved if they gave us another head sculpt from the hallway scene with Peter. That face he has after taking punches is devilish. Yeah, isn't that the face that?
That's what it kind of.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
This is, and it's a villain as well, because sometimes they don't give us all the villains.
I honestly think that Hot Toys is passing up on easy money by not doing extra head sculpts as separate offerings. I've said this for years. Like, they could be charging $150 per sculpt at least, maybe closer to $175, and I think people would eat them up.
Please stop giving them ideas.
This guy, Mr. E.S. Ways. So I'm always so cautious when I'm reading out people's usernames, because 6-scale usernames are always sketch. You realize you read it out phonetically, and you realize you said something rude. Right. So love this piece. I went to InArts in Las Vegas, and Hot Toys need to step up their game. That's a fair point. I think their game is still pretty good.
They do seem to be doing that, to be fair.
Yeah,
I got to give it to Hot Toys with the sculpted hair over InArts right now. I mean, I love rooted hair, but rooted hair isn't for every figure. It's difficult with short hair. It's difficult to keep with short hair. But this looks great, man. I'm completely happy with, or I would be completely happy with this if I was buying it. I gotta buy this. This is great.
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah, and I think you're right on the money there as well. I think the sculpted hair on the Bruce Wayne looked definitely soft, didn't it?
Yeah, it looked like Lego hair, like Lego man hair.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah.
But they did say that was a prototype. According to their Instagram, again, just according to their Instagram, the Joker, Gandalf, and Pennywise were the final products. And the Batman was a prototype. So
there's been some mixed messaging around that, though.
Yeah.
They said it was a final prototype of a sample of the final of a prototype. Just
from an idea, from a brainchild.
There you go.
Of a sketch.
Yeah. If I could, I would, but I won't. So, I do you know what? But we'll move on from InArt. I think everyone has been talking about it this week. So, Hot Toys' skill at making old people strikes again. This guy's younger than me. No, yeah, he's this fella. Yeah, they do good. They do.
True.
They do good. Old white guys are very good.
True.
Seriously about to cancel something to get this? Are you cancelling the Green Goblin to get this? My pleasure for the kids. Good stuff. Mike, honestly, I think Hot Toys have even improved with teeth. Have you seen pictures of real teeth? Lol, not knocking the actor, just saying. His teeth are. He has the same teeth. The rogue underscore arts, rogue underscore toy underscore arts. He's on Instagram. If you look at my video on this, I put his Instagram handle up. He actually found a few photos. He took a few photos, like 4 different photos of this prototype, and he went on the internet and he found pictures of William Dafoe at the same angles and put them side by side. It's really impressive. The teeth are you just nail the teeth, like, because they're so distinctive. Like, Hot Toys is at top of their game though. InArt's it's InArt who will play catch up and second fiddle to Hot Toys. Folks have it twisted. Don't agree with you there, Chuli.
Yeah.
I don't know. That Joker is pretty damn phenomenal.
The Joker looks great, and I think it's not necessarily going to be a competition. I think, just to touch on this a little bit, I've been saying this in chats that I think that they're just going to push each other to certain levels, and Hot Toys doesn't want to be, I don't think, in the $600 basic, figure area necessarily. And maybe they will. Maybe they'll push them to, like, their DX becomes like rooted hair and things like that, magnetic bases. I hope they push each other. You know what I mean? I hope that it just improves things overall for everybody. So
I do think so. Yeah. Sorry, go on, Adam.
No, I was going to say that they do seem to be kind of have been pushed to a degree with the rolling eyes, because you're seeing that a lot more on just kind of standard figures as well. It used to be just a DX thing, as you know. So I think you're already kind of starting to see that a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. The what was it? The to folks out twist. There was a point there and just went right out of my head. Nah, probably wasn't important. Love the figure. Wish there was a second. Non-glider option. Once I ordered the other Goblin with glider, don't need 2 gliders, and the collector edition Goblin without the glider is waitlisted. I see.
That's kind of true. Is I felt like I thought it was a weird thing with the first one. They gave that one the option to come without a glider. That one can only have the glider, man. Like, there's no reason to get that one without it. But this one, you can get this one without the glider, and it works. Because, like, for the end of the movie, like, he only used the glider for a few minutes in this costume. Like, not even really. Like, he got blown off it pretty instantly. So, it was a weird decision to do that.
I think so. Anyone, just before we move on to the actual kind of main topic or main focus of this this stream, like, has anyone started shopping around for this already? I know we're in this kind of limbo where there was originally years ago you'd had to pre-order stuff, and then it was like, right, you don't have to pre-order anything because you'd get them cheaper in the bargain bin, and now things are going to waitlist quick in Sideshow, and you've heard this all a million times before. But is anyone like I do like to lock the things, find the things at a decent price, and then put them on payment plan and set and forget, so I don't get stung with bills on the figures that I'm 100% not going to change my mind on. So I have actually started actively looking for this. I'll usually shop around and then give Lion Rock Toys first refusal. So I'll find the best price and say, look, this is the best price I found. Can you beat this? If you do, I'll do a review. That's the relationship I have at Lion Rock Toys, and they have done so every time. So that's where I go. But I don't like to be tied. So that's just how I do things. But anyone here been shopping for this or have an idea where they're going to get it?
I think this is a good one to wait on, especially if you're like me, where you're kind of torn between the different versions. There's so many different SKUs. Yeah, some may be waitlisted. Who knows? I think Equan's even alluding to that being a bit fishy, right? Like we've talked about in the past. So I feel like, we'll see what Hot Toys production numbers are in the future, but it feels like at least one of these will go on discount, and you'll be able to swoop it up at a good price.
I know exactly what I want. I don't want any of the other two. I have no interest.
You're locked in on this one, yeah.
No, because that to me is Spider-Man 2, and I'm not into the Raimi-verse. This is what I want. It's more reminiscent of the comic book. Everything about it, battle damage, it's just a lot of boxes ticked. I'm not really afraid of missing out. When I 100% know I'm not going to change my mind on something, I do like to, I like the payment plan option, you know what I mean?
On the more expensive ones too, right? It's a bit more appealing.
Yeah, it's about $400 as well, but the thing is, like, it's like everyone was saying don't pre-order, yeah? And now a few things have gone waitlist in Sideshow, and everyone's like, oh, you have to pre-order. Things are like the old time. There is a kind of a middle ground there where I like the middle ground where it's like, well, I'm going to get this anyway, so I'm going to just put that on payment plan. I'll still shop around and find the best price I can find, put on payment plan, and then the kind of figures I'm kind of the second, the kind of like the A- figures or the B+ figures, I'll be kind of going, right, I'm going to roll the dice with them, and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
if you know you're going to get it, why not?
Yeah.
Why not put it on? But I think the stuff that, I don't know, I don't have a list of everything that's gone on waitlist, but it seems like it's stuff that they would expect it might not be as popular as they
quarter scales.
They figured it would be. They figured it wasn't going to be as popular as it became for some reason, like Peacemaker or something like that, because I'm sure that was planned before the show even came out. Show was a big hit, went nuts, and now there's more of them even after it went on waitlist. This is going to be popular. I mean, this movie was popular. He's popular as this character. It looks great. I think there's going to be a lot of these. But why not lock it in if you know you're going to absolutely get it? That looks.
But then again,
I love that.
We could be here in a year, 2 years time, and Marco would be like, "See, I got this for $100, and you pay for it."
That's when it stings, right? But I missed out on it, right?
Yeah, I tend not to care about that. You know me, I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's grand.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some. Right. So, any final thoughts on this before we move on to the kind of the main? No.
Looks great.
All right.
Looks amazing.
Good stuff. All right. So Chasers. So what I've done is I'll go through I think I've got Trevor's first, and you can just take us through because one of these things I have no idea what it is, which is always good, and you can explain what that is and kind of how much is it, if you know how much it's going for now and how much you're willing to pay and stuff like that. And we've got one of these. We've got 3 for Trevor, 3 for Alan, 3 for Marco. Nick can 3 my own, and Nick can just explain what his 3 are. So, sure. Trevor, the first one you got is the DX17, I believe.
Oh man, I've been on and off this thing since it debuted. I have the Sideshow Mall, and I really thought the Sideshow Mall looked great. And I went out and got the old robe for it. Looks great. Upgraded some stuff, and I think I even have the speeder, like the Kenner, or was it Kenner, or somebody put out the speeder as a. I haven't painted it or anything like that, but all the pictures that was taken of these look incredible. I like the face on the Sideshow one. slightly better, the shape of it, but the eyes, the purrs are great to have, and so it's just been one of those things where I've been on and off for it, and I've found it for a decent price every once in a while, and just never bid on it, and now it's it's climbing a little bit more now because it's been a while. So yeah, I definitely go back and probably pick this one up.
What price is it going for roughly?
It would have been Yondu, but a Yondu I paid the iron price a couple of weeks
ago.
Oh,
right, yeah, you paid the iron price.
I do have this mall if you'd like to trade your Yondu for it, so you just let me know. All right.
Okay. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate that offer.
And how much is
it's not too crazy. You can get a good deal on it, but I don't know what it's going for now. I haven't looked lately.
This is the one that I'd be interested in. I've one prequels figure, but it's Commander Cody because it's a trooper and I can allow that. But
yeah,
if I was getting a prequels figure, it was 100% be this one with the blood fin. And I never realized it was the blood fin until Marco told me it's called the blood fin. Like so. Yeah. He was just the greatest character.
Does he come with the droids? I forget. The Sith droids?
He's got
a droid,
one droid, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I picked up the old Sideshow one, which is great too. It's a great display with the 3 Sith droids and stuff. So.
Yeah. So what's this? A few $100s?
Yeah, I think this is in the $500 to $600 range at this point, I believe, if not more. I don't know. I've seen it around $500, so I could have picked it up for that, but I don't know.
Stuff.
I look at the other one that I have on the shelf, and I go, "Oh, you look good. You look good." So I don't know.
Is there anyone else who has any interest in this? I do.
Yeah, me. I almost got one like a month and a half ago or so. Somebody was selling it for $300, like $350.
Ooh,
yeah.
Nice
wow,
price,
with the bike
man.
as well.
Yeah, and
That's
somebody got it real quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Yeah.
That's one of those ones you
I've missed
want.
a few like that. Yeah. That somebody put up on 16 Republic or something like that, and it's gone in like.
Some people want quick sales, man. Something happens, their engine light comes on in their car, and bye bye, Darth Maul.
That's right.
Is this from the actual cartoon?
Yeah, this is the
Is it
animated
Christmas?
the animated colorings from the Christmas holiday special. Yeah, this I looked at and said, nah, I don't need this. And then months later, I don't know if I picked up I know I pre-ordered the Empire Strikes Back one, but I started looking around and I had the Proto from Sideshow, the white one, and I had that one, and I had the Return of the Jedi one, and what else? Something else. I don't know. Suddenly I had a collection of Boba Fett's, and I'm like, oh, I didn't get this one. Like now I just want it to like kind of complete the lineup. So and it is really cool. I don't know. I just looked at it and said, I don't need another Boba Fett. I'm good on this. And now this one we all know is pretty pricey at this point.
Yeah, this is in a few hundreds as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
And this one I have no idea what it is, but I'm really interested.
Okay, so this is a guy named Dorgmal Snow. He's on your side of the pond. Excellent customizer, and he put together this sort of storyline called Project 13 and the Snow Corporation. And he makes these custom, and he makes them in probably batches of 50 or so. So this is truly like custom work, but it's not. It's his work. It's his creations, and it's this dystopian world, and he gets the greatest head sculpts, and I think he paints them and touches them up, but all the accessories he weathers, and they look so real and so just beautiful. I mean, they have so many ways to display them, all these different accessories and stuff. Now this one was, when it came out, like 1,300 euro, I believe it's still British pound, I guess. So wow. 1,300 British pound. So over here, that was probably like $1,700. Now I bought pieces of his, which, are in the $600-700, $700 range. So I have 2 of those, and then I have 2 things he put up on Kickstarter a while ago. These 2 troopers that look really cool, light up eyes. Again, all his creation. Those were a little cheaper. Those were, I think, like $300 a piece. But this, I kick myself every day for passing up on this, because it comes with the bike, and the bike is all weathered and cool and broken headlight and stuff, and it's just they're beautiful figures, man. They're really beautiful handmade figures, but they are pricey.
Yeah, the first thing I noticed as well, like how weathered up this bike is. Is this a prototype picture? Or is this an actual picture of the product?
This is what you get. Like when you see his pictures, it's what you get. And I think she has rooted all of the women. If they have hair, they have rooted hair, and it's all styled, and it looks incredible. I'd pull one out, but maybe I'll pull it out later. But they're great. They're just beautiful, and I just got sucked into this whole world and the way they display and look.
Another expensive world to get sucked into.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got dozens of these, and like I have, 4. So like I'm not going that far. But this is one I particularly kick myself for not picking up. Yeah.
Gotcha. So
but check them out. It's really cool stuff. Even if you're just looking and browsing, it's beautiful stuff.
This
is the type of stuff I wish I didn't know existed, right? I don't even want to go down this rabbit hole.
I know.
Life is simpler with Marvel Legends.
Exactly.
But then again, maybe not. Like people like a lot of those stuff, like those rare ones, just like sell out really quickly and stuff, don't they?
Yeah.
So really quickly. Mike says, I ain't messing around with this waitlist thing. I'm pre-ordering. Sorry, I caved. Every man for himself. That's like this like experiment. If you put like let's say 10 people in 10 different rooms, and there's a button, and they tell each person in the room, they're in the room on their own, like each of these 10 people are in a room on their own with this button, and they tell them like, right, you're going to be in here for like 10 minutes, right? Everyone else is in a room with a button for 10 minutes as well. If you press that button right now, you get $500,000. But if you believe in the other 9 people and don't press the button, if you all lasted 10 minutes and no one pressed the button, you'll each get $1 million. Do you know what I mean?
Game theory, is that what it's called?
I'd be pressing that button within the first 5 minutes. Right? 5 seconds even. It's like, sorry boys, I don't know you. But like, you know what I mean? It's like a psychological thing. It's like an experiment. Like, or I think they do this thing with kids where like they say they put like I've heard this like challenge like people are doing with kids, like so the marshmallow challenge or something like that. It's like, right, like with toddlers, like it's like, like a father would give it like his kids, like, I'm gonna put this marshmallow down in front of you, right, and I'm gonna go away for 5 minutes. If I come back, that marshmallow's still there, I'll give you 2 more marshmallows. But the kids often they just eat it because they can't think that far ahead. It's gone, like, It's
I like how you're comparing us collectors to toddlers, because there's a lot of comparisons.
Pretty much,
but like it's like it's everyone's like, oh, don't pre-order, like, and then it's like, don't. It's like, I'm gonna look after myself. Yeah. Mike,
there's
you're
not a wrong
wrong
way to do it. If you
Mike,
got the funds, there's not a wrong way.
No. And Mike's not wrong. Like, I like to lock things in sometimes as well. Like, it's, who knows? The only people who know are the people who are pulling the strings at Hot Toys or InArt or whatever. I think InArt has only pushed Hot Toys not to sit on their laurels and recognize that there's always room for enhancements and quality, but of course factoring the cost price increase. Yeah, could be. Shiny peace of mind for stuff you love, as well as not waiting months to add to your collection. Potentially worth saving £60 in my opinion. That's true, yeah. Kate Bishop waitlist. Does anybody care? Is anyone here mad for a Kate Bishop? Maybe I'm being really biased.
It looks really good, but I don't know that I need that right now.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the show and the character, but she's going to pop up again, so there's no rush to add a Kate
Well, that's
Bishop.
the thing, the Young Avengers version or whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, Shane, can I share a shot? Do you mind?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Do you have it?
I think you have to share it,
Yeah, 1 second, I'll move this.
So this is more Dorgmal Snow stuff. So this is one of his figures, and they're kind of like, she's got like robotic arms on one arm and stuff, and it's just really cool. And the troopers in the back are the other versions of the other figures that he put out a while ago too. So they're just
very
beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah, they're just beautiful figures.
That is very cool. So like, is it like just stuff from his imagination, or is it like on a?
Totally from his imagination,
right?
And I think he builds all the pieces, 3D prints them or whatever, and paints them all individually, so they're all hand painted and stuff. So they're great.
Gotcha.
Really nice.
That's pretty cool. Riley, any of you guys catch Black Adam yet? I have not. Anyone?
Nope.
I hear good things though.
Not yet.
I've heard very mixed things.
I did see a review from where I'm at, and the newspaper said it was maybe the worst movie ever. So that scares me a bit. I'm sure it's not actually the worst movie though.
Yeah,
I have people that I respect their opinions saying that, it's not Endgame, but it was fun. You know what I mean? It was actually fun. The characters were fun to see on screen, and it was enjoyable. If not,
that's all you can ask for these DC
groundbreaking, superhero movie. So.
Mm-hmm. I saw the trailer and I went, "That's not for me."
I thought the same.
Yeah, like I know people say you shouldn't judge the book by its cover, but I'm sorry, a trailer of a movie gives you a lot more insight into what the movie's going to be like than the cover of a book does. But I'm probably still going to go see it just so I can understand.
The problem with The Rock is, I love The Rock. He's great, but he kind of plays The Rock in every movie.
Every movie.
Yeah.
It's just The Rock. So now it's Rock as Black Adam.
Alan, that's the guy outside your house.
It was the guy. Yeah.
He is your version of that guy. Was selling ice cream in my neighborhood yesterday at 10 o'clock. It's dark. It's stormy. He's not selling ice cream.
He's not selling ice cream.
No, he's not. There's sprinkles on that ice cream.
Yeah.
Rackaman Chris. Cool. I just made a deposit for the Jazz Inc. Batwing. If you haven't seen it, I have seen it. I've spent lots of time watching it. Have you seen that, guys?
Oh yeah. I can't imagine the amount of space that's going to take up, man.
No. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Me.
And it didn't help that I heard about the a lot of these things breaking in transit and putty and stuff like that involved. It kind of did. I was never getting in it anyway, to be quite honest. But
I had the raised speeder brake on me, but they sent a replacement right away, which is great. Everything else has been good though. But,
so they really look after people when that stuff happens, do they?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So Marco, we're going to go to you. So you want to talk to us about this?
Yes, this DX13 T2 is, maybe my favorite movie of all time, honestly. I know InArt's getting the license. I know it's unclear whether that applies to 1/6 or not, but I would assume that's really what they're focusing on. To add any of these, T800s would be incredible. I would jump at the opportunity, but because of the pleather flaking issues and I really don't love collecting backwards, I've been holding off, hoping they would do a reissue. But yeah, this is an all-time. And I don't like to throw around the word grail, but I'll use it here. Grail for me. So yeah, this is one I would absolutely chase. Shane, you don't have this one, right?
No. And I've pretty much resigned that I probably won't chase it because of the pleather issue.
Absolutely, yeah.
I just
go grab that Present Toys version and just keep the leather jacket and get rid of the rest.
There you go.
Pick this up.
But then you have to buy two of them.
Yeah, sometimes you have to do that, Shane.
you
want to build that perfect figure, you gotta make some sacrifice.
You say that as if like
part out the rest, make your money back.
I don't know, and I find sometimes when mixing and matching doesn't often work. Sometimes it doesn't look right. I mean, sometimes it looks phenomenal, sometimes it doesn't. And I'm gonna hold out because I do think it looks like InArt are edging closer and closer to. I would like to see what they do, as in like, are they going to do Terminator 1? Are they going to do Terminator 2? Are they going to do a clean T800? Are they going to do other characters? I think I might hold out on that. This is actually getting more expensive by the day. I think I checked, it's about $800-900, like if you want a brand new one.
Yeah, that's just too tough of a pill to swallow. But and like you mentioned, the likelihood of this being reissued by InArt by Hot Toys or a new version by InArt is pretty likely. So it's one to likely stay put on.
Like if they did a RoboCop, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah, once Hot Toys realized that there are 2 Terminator films, just be clear, then everything's fine. Everything's fine. But they do silly things. Like.
Yep.
I couldn't tell if this was a joke or not, Marco. I just I wasn't. I don't know.
So this was supposed to be the Punisher, actually. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so Beauty and the Beast was one of my favorite films growing up, and I actually did like this remake. It was just kind of like almost a shot-for-shot live action remake, and I like Emma Watson too. So I think I found out recently that semi-recently, that this was actually a Hot Toys figure, and it looks so great to me that it's one that is so different from anything else that would be in my collection. Very Barbie-like, but you know what? That's a sacrifice I'd be willing to make. And I think it looks phenomenal, and I know it's a tough one to get, and one that I would, if I saw it at the right price, would absolutely swoop up.
Yeah, good stuff.
And they never made Beast, right?
Weird.
I don't think so, which is kind of I mean, obviously that'd be a big figure, but it's kind of a bummer that they didn't make a companion piece for this, because
that'd be a great display.
Like,
you really would, right?
Yeah.
Complete the line. There are 2.
Right.
His name is in the title.
Could have at least made Gaston.
You had 2 jobs, and you had like what?
I'm with you, Nick. Gaston would be awesome too.
I would buy Gaston. Just Gaston.
Yeah.
I wonder if this wasn't just a winger for them, and it was just something that they're like, let's throw this out there and see how it does. And I don't know how well it did, because it is outside of the realm of a lot. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who collect toys and love Disney, man. I mean, like, it's an expensive figure, but maybe there just wasn't that many made and they didn't sell well. I don't know. You know, it's the same thing with the 66 Batman, that they never made the Joker, you know, because people want it but didn't sell well, so they didn't go move on.
Very true.
It's too bad. Looks great.
Yeah.
Looks great.
I actually think they can't really see it here, but the detail on this clock is actually really impressive. Like, and this is your third one, I believe, was it?
This is it right here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love Days of Future Past. Probably my favorite X-Men film, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, most true to the I grew up on the cartoon, so most true to that cartoon and that feel. Obviously, we're getting another Days of Future Past Wolverine, which I'll 100% be adding. But I like this costume, or I like this suit a lot. And obviously, we're going to see him again in Deadpool as well. So a lot of opportunities to add another Wolverine. So I probably wouldn't chase this one too much. But yeah, this is just such a cool release. And one that I've had my eye on for a while to add. But just outside of the price range that I'd feel comfortable adding him at.
Yeah, I don't think I can pass up that real leather jacket one.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that.
Even though it's Bone Claws.
Yeah.
See, I never liked the original X-Men movies. I thought they were poor. But every scene...
You don't like X-Men and the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies?
The first X-Men was great. The second one was pretty good. The third one was terrible. Days of Future Past was good.
Yes.
When I'm not talking about like First Class or anything. I like First Class and Days of Future Past, and I didn't like the third one. But the original 3, are they Bryan Singer ones? Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now any scene with Logan or Wolverine in it, Hugh Jackman, I thought, yeah, this is bloody good TV, which he was in a lot of them. But I just found overall, they didn't really do it for me. But
yeah, they're very 90s, early 2000s.
He kind of carried it for me, I felt like. But then Days of Future Past, I thought was fantastic.
Did you see any of those in the theater, or did you see them?
I saw them all in the cinema. Like I should love them, because I was like 15 watching them. But I was like,
yeah, that's kind of why they were great, because it's like, oh my god, superheroes and X-Men, they're real.
Yeah,
this is great.
Like I've always been a big movie fan, but for me, like even from younger, it's kind of like I need the story, the characters, and like what they're saying to each other to be like captivating. And then like obviously the effects and the action are super as well, but like if it's just effects and action, sometimes it's like, yeah, it's all right. Like it was a day out with the cinema, but I don't know, maybe I'm being overly harsh, but they didn't make me want to go back and rewatch them. But I remember thinking, I remember being a bit torn, because it was like, I really liked Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and I really liked those scenes, but overall the movies, I was just kind of going, But,
I thought the original cast was pretty damn good, man. I liked every Famke Janssen, and I liked him. And I thought the first one was pretty true to the comics and the feel, but then it kind of went downhill from there. So
yeah,
but this is a great sculpt too. This is a great.
I think this is fantastic.
Sculpt,
like, yeah, this is
one of the
really
best.
good.
that they've done.
Yeah, sure. And I just think it's such a great move. The shape that this guy got into must have been boiled chicken for 10 years or something like. But yeah, and he's gonna have to do it again, and we're all excited about it.
I think it would make a great companion piece to the past version as well. If you had the both of them,
it would be cool.
Yeah,
the
future and the past.
Yeah. No, you got me thinking.
I wonder if this figure moves any more than this right here, though. I think this is probably the most dynamic pose you could get this in.
Probably the limit.
Yeah, the suit looks fairly compact.
That likeness, though. Oh.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah, really good.
Great.
So this Khalib says, I've never had an issue with the DX13. Only problem was the belt, but not the jacket or pants. I've heard that a few times, actually. I think it guesses depends if you're getting it new or old and where it was stored and humidity and all that kind of stuff. The head sculpt that comes with this version, it's the same thing as the original head sculpt. I think he's talking about the DX13 there.
Yeah.
Arnold likeness is good. Nitpicks, but I enjoyed it. Some comic relief bits were
black
eye
eye.
rollers. Oh, right, that's what it is. Pleather peeling, talking about DX13. Yeah.
I just got it.
Pleather appealing, yeah, that's funny. I love puns. So I have just ordered some 303. Went backwards on Deadpool. On his pleather does show a little bit of potential where that's the first Deadpool I presume he's talking about. I think that was kind of notorious for that. Collector Joey's here. Hey, Collector Joey, how are you? Must get you on one of these streams one day, an episode of Visions or something like that if you're keen. Marco's just dipped out to get a call. So we're moving on to you, Alan, I think.
Ooh. Okay, doke.
Alan.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is on everyone's backwards list, is it?
Yeah. It must be, surely.
Mm-hmm. But would you really work backwards on this considering what could happen?
Yeah, it's on my forward list.
Yeah. If everything was perfect in the world and I had lots of money and there was no chance of any deterioration on the outfit and I didn't have an in-art Joker breathing down my neck, then yeah, I probably would go for it. But obviously with the tease of the potential kind of reissue at the last, I can't remember where they showed it was a Comic-Con. That would obviously put me off buying this, but I would love to have it. I really would love to have it. I was never a massive fan of this particular bat suit, but it really has grown on me through the years, and just that Michael Keaton likeness, I can't. It's amazing. I'd love to shoot it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just to people in the chat, when Alan says shoot it, he means photography. Right? He's not a violent man.
No, I mean shoot it
for the price. Blow it up.
Apparently, the rubber suit on him that was so thick and heavy, it's probably bulletproof. Like, it's well documented. Like,
maybe if we get any of these DC movies that he's supposed to be in to actually release, we would actually
crazy,
get another
isn't it?
one.
God damn it, Ezra.
Likely.
Poor man. I mean, he keeps putting the stupid suit on, and they're like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna cancel that." No, that's not
I heard he's facing 26 years. Apparently, I don't know. Was that some just some random headline? But apparently, things are not good for.
They
Ezra.
still need to release that movie. I think they just need to just get it over with. Bite the bullet. Let us see it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah. Collector Joey just saying he's always down. So yeah, we'll get you an episode of Visions then, and we'll get you in some of these streams if you're keen. Tremble Dust, quick comment on Wolverine Days of Future Past figure. I have it. It poses very well. Never tried to make it to the splits though.
Well,
that's you know what, that's all I need. That answers the questions I need. Because I want all my figures to do the splits.
that's right.
No, that's fair enough.
Thor and everybody else. Yep.
In my opinion, any Fox X-Men movie besides X2. Okay. That's
wow.
The second Deadpool. He's fine, but I can see some breakage underneath the shoulder pads. And humidity that's interesting because I have a second one that's fine, but I suppose I live in Ireland, humidity isn't the same. DX08 and DX. Hi Ryan Smith. 9 are awesome. That DX08 does. I want a 2.0. It just doesn't need a 2.0. I'm being really, really selfish. With good behavior, those 26 years will disappear in a flash.
But
on fire tonight.
This guy shiny. Like you have to be up very early in the morning to catch him.
shiny. Okay. Tip your waitresses, everybody.
Yeah. It's like I feel like we're having streams now just to listen to his jokes. Like it's his show, we're watching him.
Shiny Chinese world, we're just living in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Tip's hat, shiny. Moff Tarkin.
Yeah. See, as I mentioned before, I don't have any Star Wars. Oh, don't worry.
Wow.
No Star Wars. But if I was gonna start. And if I was going to start going backwards, I probably would start with, it was either a toss-up between Tarkin or Krennic. And it's, again, I think I'm just drawn to really good sculpts. And I just really like shooting decent sculpts. And this one, the Peter Cushing likeness is incredible. I've never seen it in person. But what I have seen of it, it's just stunning. I'd love to just have it for a day.
So
just shoot it.
So from a photography standpoint, you're not a Star Wars
collector
at all?
No, I'm not a collector. I'm kind of a casual Star Wars fan.
Gotcha.
I've seen a lot of the film. I've seen all the films, but I haven't seen any of the animated stuff or anything like that. And obviously, I've seen Mandalorian. I'm a big Mandalorian fan. Yeah, but if I was gonna pick any to start with that wasn't like Vader or something, we'll probably talk.
You got to find somebody with this. I'd love to see you shoot this, man.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you.
Once again, old people and
exactly, yeah, old white guys.
Old white guys. Old white
and white
guys,
women.
However.
Old Leia was good too.
Yeah, true.
Actually, yeah, and I was, funnily enough, The Last Jedi was on TV a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh, that Luke Skywalker. I did kind of like eBay him and kind of price him up a little bit. The kind of the hobo look.
Yeah. That one, not even the crate version.
Crate version, yeah.
Crate.
No, not the crate version. Sorry, he's a little bit too clean.
Hobo Octo one, right?
Yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, oh, okay. But I felt like a bit of a fake fan. I was like, oh, I'm just buying this to take a picture of it. I was like, no, I can't do that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But Tarkin, great, looks amazing.
Tarkin. It's original trilogy figures, especially if you get a good deal, and they're this good, very very hard to pass up. I've got Lando incoming.
Nice.
Not a figure that I had to have in my collection. I really like Billy D. Williams, and I really like his persona and story arc. Who doesn't in Empire and Jedi, and obviously first appearance in Empire, and I have a few Empire's figures. But again, got a good deal, and he's a guy in a cape essentially. But I think maybe posed up next to a Bespin Leia would look beautiful to get out the contrasts in their suits. But this guy is that Tarkin Vader 2-pack goes for a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Trevor Slattery.
Yeah. It's another old white guy. But seems to be drawn to old white guys. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Look, it's all right, man. It's okay. It's 2022.
It's character, man. It's character.
Yeah. I think when Shang-Chi came out, a lot of interest, like renewed interest, I would say, in the Mandarin, and I think I'd seen it on side. I think Sideshow still had it in stock a few years ago, and they were selling it off real cheap. And I just didn't have the money at the time, so I kind of passed on it. But it's still it's been in the back of my mind, ever since really. But yeah, as I said, if I wasn't paying off this Joker and things like that, I probably would go a little bit. I would seriously consider a bit more picking it up. But again, I just want that image. Do you know what I mean? That portrait. 'Cause it's great. Like, it really looks. It's just Ben Kingsley.
Very good.
It's just quality.
It's very good.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. All right. So, is there any out of like the other people's chase figures? Is there any ones that you're like, oh, I want that one too? Because I know, like, I see Marco's DX13. I was like, yeah, that's definitely something I'd be interested in. Darth Maul, yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Definitely.
that got me thinking as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Nick, do you've what are your chase figures?
It was a little tough to decide, but one would be the Star Wars Battlefront Shock Trooper.
So
that's
the
the
Shock Trooper.
Yeah, it's like the white and red Stormtrooper based off the game.
Ah, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, that one's pretty expensive now. I think that one goes like over 400 nowadays. But and it's a trooper, so me personally, I just can't like really justify it for a trooper. You know, like I can probably just try to pay one myself at that point, but I do kind of want it just because like the Battlefront games when I was a kid, they were kind of like they were my childhood game. Those games, and when the new one came out, that was like even before the Hot Toys was announced. I love the way that trooper looked in the game. It was awesome.
This one here.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's a really cool design.
It's a slick design. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It caught my eye.
Yeah, and when you play a game like that, or you have that, you watch a series or something like that, and you start to like something, you're like, oh, that'd be cool as a figure. And when they do it, then you're like, all right, I'm broke again.
Yeah. This one was always slick to me. I love it.
Yeah. So what else are you keen for?
Another one would be the where is it? The Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. The first movie. And I don't really collect DC. I only really have the Dark Knight, like the DX19 right now, and then the Joker. But I'd make an exception for that Harley Quinn, man. I think till this day, I think that's one of those head sculpts to me that like it still looks good.
Is this the one with the baseball bat?
Yeah, she has the open mouth.
Yeah, Marco has that one, doesn't he?
Yeah, I just picked it up semi recently. It is really great.
Yeah.
I think that's phenomenal looking.
Yeah, that's also I think like the $400 mark. So I'm waiting for a good deal on that one, but yeah, if I ever found that, for sure, this thing's beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Margot Robbie wasn't born; she was grown genetically in a lab because she's just an absolute like very fortunate combination of genetic material. She is absolutely stunning. It's actually they have captured her, and I think sometimes they struggle with younger people, especially kind of younger, like non-wrinkly, like attractive looking people. Like, you know what I mean? They tend to struggle sometimes with those likenesses. Like, I don't think they've ever got Gal Gadot right, for example, in my personal opinion. But I think this looks great. And in person it looks great, doesn't it, Marco?
It really does. I was not sure how the sculpt would hold up in hand, but it looks spot on. And as we mentioned earlier with the teeth, like normally Hot Toys doesn't get that right. So for them to have an expressive sculpt that actually looks good is pretty rare. So I definitely recommend the figure. I got a semi-decent deal on it. But yeah, I think it's worth splurging a little bit on.
Yeah. Do you want to? Is that like top secret, or can you share roughly around
how much I paid? I paid $385 shipped, so more than I really wanted to. But for the market value, it felt good.
A lot less than the majority of people buying it for now. That's really good.
Yeah.
Interestingly, there is a kind of like basically an app you can use in Ireland called adverts.ie, and it's basically like an eBay, and you don't have to pay fees or any of that crap. And there is one of these on sale for I think it's like €950, and then there's another one for €500. So yeah, the €500 one might actually sell, but the 900 one, forget it. Like.
Oh yeah.
So what's your third figure you chase figure, or a third figure?
Third one, this one eventually will get it's gonna get reissued, but it is like one. If I found it for a good price, I get it. It's the Mark 6, the Iron Man Mark 6. Oh yeah, that thing. That's like my end all, my one and done if I could get it, because I have like the 85 now, but I'm not really a fan of the Neon Tech. Not the Neon Techs, the Nanotechs. The Nanotech suits. I'm a fan of like those bulkier, more realistic mechanical suits.
Yeah. So it's
And I see you got that right behind you.
Yeah, and the thing is,
Yeah.
I'm not looking for the internet. I'm looking for some of the photos I took myself here, so I
Yeah.
can just totally
You
flex
plug
this.
yourself, yeah.
Where I'm trying to find the folder now. Where is it? Mark 6, Mark 6, Mark 6. Give me a second. I have them here somewhere. Yeah, it's a great piece. These photos are not so great,
But hopefully it gets reissued soon.
Yeah,
Since we got that War Machine.
I think it will. I think it genuinely will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely do see it being reissued. So 1 second. I don't like when I share like the whole screen and it goes all like infinity. But right, it's just gonna go like that now. But so if I go like this, that's creepy, right? So it's what's it? None of these photos are particularly good, but yeah. So like I think that head sculpt holds up. Can you actually see what I'm sharing?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that head sculpt genuinely holds up. Like it's, I actually like. I know it's not a full head sculpt, but I do like the kind of, well, it's screen accurate. He didn't have the nanotech yet, but just I think it still looks.
I prefer it that way too. I don't know. Whenever I picture Iron Man, for me, this is always the one that pops in my head, the Mark 6, and then I always just imagine like he would just have the helmet on. I never really liked
the suit.
Yeah, I never really liked the idea of like once he started upgrading, they started just flipping back and or the nanotech and all that. Like I'm just a fan of like the helmet coming up, and I've always thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah, I get you. I really like the back on this particular figure.
Yeah,
it just looks chunky. Like Alan has it as well, don't you, Alan?
Yeah.
So just it's just a cool looking piece. Like, yeah, it's actually my favorite armor. It's probably, if I had to keep one figure, like that would be the one that. Well, the RoboCop actually, the RoboCop knocked it off its pedestal.
You got two hands.
You got that RoboCop.
Yeah, you 2 hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even like the base, I don't tend to use them, but this one, I know this is not to scale, obviously. Someone actually made a 6 scale of this and it goes right around. But the lights up here, and it's just, it's.
I love the warm lights in the. Yeah,
you're dead right. Yeah, I usually like cool lights, but you're dead right. It does actually look better. The fact that they're warm lights. Right. So yours were the Mark 6, the Harley Quinn, and the Shock Trooper. I'll just flick through mine really, really quickly, and then we'll get out of here. So yeah, I would consider going backwards on this, despite actually having the RoboCop in the chair. Again, battle damage. Myself and Alan spoke about this at length there a few weeks ago. This looks exactly like it did in the movie.
Yeah.
It just looks so good. Like baby food's a nice touch. Yeah. Did you have these, Trevor?
I did. Well, you're gonna hate me, but I'm not a huge RoboCop fan. I mean, enjoyed it, but not enough to get the figures. But my God, I haven't looked at these in a while. This looks so good, man. This looks so good. What a great
face
set.
the sculpt actually looks really good when you zoom in on it as well.
Does it come with the closed helmet for this release?
Yeah, I think the closed helmet is there. It looks like the closed
helmet seems to like really kind of emphasize the likeness as well. Just
yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Do you know what I think it is? Most of the time you see him in the movie, you see the chin or part of his face. So I think maybe when the helmet is on, it reminds you of what his face looks like.
Yeah.
It's
great.
Something.
Yeah, it's
like
weird
that.
to see him with hair. Actually,
hair
looks a little separated from the head too.
Yeah.
So, like, because I imagine that pops off to put the helmet on, right?
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, that would make absolute sense. Yeah, this is it's interesting, like, because when I was looking for the RoboCop with the chair, so that's the MMS 203 DO5. So it's a chair, diecast, has a swap out, battle damage, helmet, and chest plate, and all that kind of stuff. When I was looking for that, I went on to, do you know, like sometimes you can still look up Sideshow and what's sold out and the price it was selling. So it was like $425. I ended up getting it for $500 on the Devil's Workshop, sealed.
Wow.
And I had to spend like $100 plus shipping it. But people, when I was on buy sell trade groups, like I had 3 different offers. One person wanted to sell it to me shipped for $4.25, and I was like, brilliant. But there was some problem with the paintwork. So I was like, right, that was never going to happen. Someone else were like 6 something, but I just got real sketchy vibes off the sale. And I was like, they're being a bit too pushy. And then when I was asking questions, it got a bit aggressive. I was like, because I'm extremely anal, for want of a better word, or particular.
You've
when
got to be
I'm buying
thorough
a
when
second.
you're spending that much money.
Exactly.
Yeah, that much money.
So I was like, does it come with the shipper or not? I don't care about the shippers, but it has a function to ship it to me. You know what I mean? It's not a deal breaker, but that person, if it doesn't come with a shipper, obviously their next move is, but I will ship it safely, I wanted to know if it comes with the art box complete, any damages, is it in a smoking household, is the batteries in it, is it going to corrode? I had a bunch of questions, which if you want to make the sale, just answer them. It's not a big deal. But they were like, hey man, you ask more questions than the police. And I was like, right, you're blocked. I can't deal with you. Do you know what I mean? But then someone else offered me it for $800. And I was like, are you joking me? That's like twice the price. And I ended up getting it in the company that a lot of people like really, really like bash on, and for like $500. And that wasn't a special price or anything. That was off the shelf and no problems with it. So there are some success stories, but yeah, I think they're going to reissue this. I really think they're going to reissue for the 40th anniversary.
You were talking about that the other day, and I was like, from your lips, man, because I really want this too. I really want a 1/6 version of this, but this thing is beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah,
I think a lot of people hear when they have it that it's the best Hot Toys Vader that they've done. That sculpt looks phenomenal. Like
it does. Yeah.
I really want to. Like. They're kind of, Hot Toys are doing the reissue 2.0 kind of jazz. They have announced a 2.0 of the Dark Knight Trilogy quarter scale. The original one was, people raved about that, and that wasn't that long ago, and now they're just releasing it with a new base. I'm not complaining because I've pre-ordered it. It's my last pre-order I have with Sideshow. So it just makes sense that they're going to cash in on this for the 40th anniversary and do this again, maybe a different base or something.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't think that's out of the realm for possibility. A lot of people are calling out for this in 6 scale, which would be awesome too.
That feels like a good way for them to circumvent the reissue. It's like, okay, it's a different release, different scale.
Yeah. Although, I do think I'd be happier if they just 2.0 this in a 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi box, because then I have the original trilogy Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary quarter scale, complete my quarter scale lineup of the Marvel Mark III, the Dark Knight DC, Batman, and then the Star Wars, and I can just box off my quarter scale collection and then keep the 6 scale Vader from Kenobi. As I don't think I'd need another Vader after that. Like, what else would you possibly want? Original trilogy and the battle damaged one. I know people get all the Vaders, but I'm kind of Vader blind, to be honest. Anyone any interest in this?
Oh, hell yeah. I had this in and out of my cart so many times I can't even count, man. It was ridiculous. And I'm just like,
God, you had a cart.
I'm like,
they're the things that haunt collectors.
Yeah,
all the trigger for retail. Yeah, it's a lovely piece.
No, my virtual. Well, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I just, God, so many times, man. I'm like, I'm not quarter scale. I don't have room for this.
Yeah.
But it looks so good. And I heard everybody talking about it. It was still available after people were getting it in hand. And people saying how great it was, and I'm like, I really should do this, and I didn't.
And you know
what does this go for now?
This you can still get deals, but like you're talking maybe 1.5 times retail, so it's not like 2 or 3 yet, but it is getting up there. And I've even noticed in the last few months it seems to be creeping up in price. It's nearly like double or whatever, and a lot of times I see it and I'm like, oh, that's a good price, and then it's like shipping from Japan or something, it's like another $300. Like, no, forget it. But yeah, this looks it's super. I like this comment. You'll be surprised how much Lando pops on the shelf when you get him. He looks great when you futz the cape. I do a bit of futzing. The Obi-Wan Kenobi original trilogy, I was expecting to like it but not love it, and it blew me away when I popped it on the shelf. Love this figure. Trevor, I have him sitting on a chair. Got him for under $200. One of the best purchase.
About Mandarin,
What's this?
Right? Trevor Slattery.
The Mandarin, yeah. Trevor, yeah, it would make sense. Not the Trevor you.
No.
Different Trevor. Okay. I need Christmas Boba. How far back are we? So people's going to their chases is actually very fun. Ah, cool. Thanks, Shiny. Listening to your jokes was very fun. Suicide Squad 1000. Yeah, that Rogue One Stormtrooper Captain will remain the chase of the 3 available. The Storm. What's this?
The Shore Trooper.
The Shore Trooper, yeah.
I don't. Well, he said. I don't know. Is he talking Shore Trooper or Stormtrooper Squad Leader? Yeah.
Because there's 3 of the Shore Troopers. I actually just picked up the last one recently.
Yeah, I got them all. Why. I like them a lot. But yeah, is he talking about the original one or the Squad Leader with the kind of little cape thing?
I think the Squad Leader that was just kind of shorted. I think.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. They're just a nice design, aren't they? And the last one, well, this was fairly obvious now, in fairness. That's just a killer sculpt, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
How heavily did you consider the third party that came out?
Not even at all. Just didn't.
You want the genuine thing.
I do. What am I doing here? Where is all these? Get rid of. I want to remove you. Goodbye. Yeah, I do. You know what? It's not even like a snobbery thing. It's like if
a little bit maybe.
I don't think so, because if you look at the DX08 and you take a good look at it and you look at a bunch of reviews, you see all the stuff that it comes with and the tailoring and everything. It is better. It is better. Just proportions. I do think it's better. I don't know. Like, do you think the Mars Toys is better, or is it just like for the price it's better?
Has anybody had it in hand here?
No.
'Cause I've never seen it in person.
I think the main thing is, like, just for the price, for what it is, like, it's just a decent option for someone who doesn't want to pay like $600.
Oh yeah, that's just,
I gotta tell you, at this point in time, these third-party companies, some of them, Susu, Pop Toys is making a lot of the clothing for these companies now too, and they're amazing with their clothing, and some of it's pretty damn good, man. Like, you can put it up against older Hot Toys, and it actually looks better. Now, sculpt-wise, I don't know how that thing looked in hand, or the paint was probably not quite that good either. But I don't know. As a placeholder, like Nick was saying, maybe.
Our good friend Joao, I believe he has both of them, and I think he had pretty high praise for the Mars Toys version.
Yeah.
But Shane, there's something to it, that you want kind of the original release. I get that.
Yeah, it's like, it's not even that it's just the original release. It's that, my God, the original release is so good that I can't fault it. Like, the head sculpt is one of the best we've seen. It's from a great source material. The tailoring's amazing. I think you can take off the jacket as well and see what's underneath as well. There's a absolute bounty of accessories. Everything you think of, he has. And it is like back when DX was really meant DX. So if they straight up reissue it, yeah, absolutely. Like, you see, if they do the DX09 again, it would increase maybe the chance of them doing a DX08 again. But apparently the Jack Nicholson thing is...
Nicholson is tough, man. He's tough to get.
He doesn't need the money.
He doesn't need the money.
I think we're going to finish it up there. Just going to flick through some of these chats. Never trust Hot Toys to do what makes sense, mate. That's that way madness lies. Yeah, like you're talking about a company who, again, I used this once a stream. They released Pennywise at Christmas, so yeah, that's who you're dealing with. I remember as a kid being really disappointed when I saw Vader without his helmet for the first time. He looked like a regular bloke, which is the point, but wanted him to look meaner, like the Predator or something. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
I put Pennywise. I put Pennywise out with my Christmas display, Shane. I don't know what you really.
The Nightmare Before Christmas
seems natural. I don't know.
Yeah, a Beetlejuice. Yeah, that'd be great. Sideshow did a version of Beetlejuice, I believe. Mars Toys Joker last week. How do you find it, Scott? Like, are you happy with it? Are you happy with the tailoring? Happy with the proportions, stuff like that? The eyes don't look good on the Mars toys for me for the picks. What do we think of the eyes, Scott?
I think that I'm pretty confident. I think the head sculpt is just a recast of the Hot Toys.
Probably.
And then the that is one thing I noticed. There's like a little gap with the rolling eyes in some photos.
Right. So that's what people might be. Yeah, right.
They get soft. All the details get soft and stuff. I wish they would. You know, some third parties are doing great, but that's where the money is. I mean, getting a good sculpt is where the cost comes in to a lot.
Yeah, saw you guys saw that Mar Toys is also doing the 66 stuff.
Hell yeah,
Joker.
got that.
Yeah.
Picked up that. It looks great.
Yeah, that looks great.
And
that's
an original sculpt.
Yeah, it's their own sculpt. Yeah. Looks awesome.
That does. Yeah, that's right. The 1966 Joker you're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks. That does look.
I
phenomenal.
hope they keep going with that line. That would be great.
Yeah. The third party companies, they are doing some great stuff. I think though a lot of it's like sometimes there's a certain amount of fun when you're like certain figures, certain things I've accepted that okay, I probably won't get that. Like as in, I've probably accepted I won't get the DX08. I probably accepted I won't get the DX09. But then when they throw this spanner in the works and you go, oh wait, there's hope. So then it would be really exciting when you're like, I thought I'd never get that. And I was like, you know, because part of it's like, yeah, I could go to my savings account and $800 and pay someone $800 for it. But then, like, I remember hearing this fact before. There was basically this famous person being interviewed on the radio in Ireland, and the presenter, they were talking about the value of some hotel or something like that, and the presenter kind of made a joke going, but sure, like you've got loads of money, you wouldn't be short a few pound, like, and the woman said, like, I'll never forget it. She goes, it's like she's a millionaire. Like she goes, yeah, just because you have money doesn't mean you're going to go into the grocery store and spend €50 or $50 on a loaf of bread. You're going to pay the price that you think it's valued at, what you think it's worth. Like, so, like, going back and paying €800 on a DX09, I don't know how comfortable I'd be with it. But like again, like I know next week I could be talking about something going, oh yeah, I just did that. But it's
there's
not
just
something
too much good shit coming out right now to go back and collect like that. And
I think that's a treat maybe once every so often if you're willing to do that. But like I've yet to do that, to be honest. But again, and if people want to do that's 100%. Like, but even with the RoboCop, like it's not something that I was looking for that for years, and sometimes I was like, no, you're not going to get it. But then when you weighed up the $500, $100 shipping, I was like, I can do that. It's like, and I'm glad I did. But it's a nice kind of because you've waited for so long, you're like, I really, really appreciate it even more now instead of buying it when I first got the thought in my head. You have to crush some thoughts from your head, because otherwise you'd be broke. Like,
yes, you do.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to start off with you, Trevor. What's coming up on your channel? Are you streaming tonight?
Yeah, literally in 2 hours. 2 hours, the 1/6 pack with Tom Iavawatu and a special guest host, because TJ is off, but we'll be talking about some of the stuff we talked about tonight. Green Goblin. We're going to be talking about that Toys era. What are they calling him? I don't know. Whatever. A lot of stuff. All the news. In art, going to be showing Oilers workshops, photos, and talking about those.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and just talking about competition and how it will benefit us all, hopefully.
I want to make sure I have your banner here. So if you haven't done so already, follow 16shooter on YouTube or at 16_shooter on Instagram. And thanks very much for making the time to come on. And I definitely want to have a few beers and chat with you on 1/6 pack if the invitation is still open. I can't unfortunately do next weekend. I got a family thing the next day, so we will. It's definitely going to happen. So Marco then at 1/6 Fix.
Yeah, Shane, thank you for having me. Honored to stream with you and this awesome panel. So I had a great time. Tonight I'll be on LWO.
Marco.
Yeah,
sorry, I have to cut you off. Right at this stage, we're close enough for you to say, "Listen, the pleasure is all yours, Shane, You know, you're gonna start paying me more. I need a bit more abuse. But
all right, sounds good. I know I've been a little bit too well behaved on the stream. I think it's just the week has just grinded me down. But I haven't told you to go. You know what yourself. But I know we don't cuss on your streams as often. So, but the pleasure was all yours, 100%. We will be on LWO on Mario's channel El Profesoro. So 7:30 Pacific time, 10:30 Eastern time. Talking about all this stuff, having a good time, talking, a bunch of nonsense. So go check us out over there on my channel, 16fix. I should say our channel because I run it with my wife, Gigi. We should be dropping the next episode of the She Said No podcast, which is the podcast she and I do here very soon. She's got some things that she'd like to discuss only on air. I had some ideas about a new display. I was like, hey, I want to set up the studio area in our converted garage. She was like, save it for the podcast. So I have a feeling I might get reamed during the pod, but we'll find out here very soon. And then, we do Bargain Bin Bros. I try to do it every week. So look for either next Tuesday morning for my time around 10 a.m. Pacific time or Friday as well. So those are kind of the sweet spots for us there. So, thank you again for having me, and go check me out at 16fix if you haven't already.
100%. Yeah, if you haven't done so already, follow at 1_6_fix on Instagram.
Thank you. Can I say one last shout out?
Yeah, of course.
I normally am on Collecting Weekly every Tuesday, so also check me out over there and shout out to those guys over there.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fairness, like I think like when there's a lot of disagreement on panels or what's the word I'm looking for, drama or something like that, people say it's spicy. Yeah. So I reckon like you get a good thumbnail for that, something along the lines of like wife kills husband on air for trying to convert garage. Like you get a good thumbnail there, and that's gonna That's
a good point. That's a good point. It might be a little too real though. We might speak it into existence.
Yeah, exactly. So Nick's Collectibles.
Hey, so appreciate being on here, and content wise, I just got back from vacation, so I'm gonna be going back to post on my Instagram, doing edits and all that. I just got this head sculpt for Boba Fett finally, because I didn't get the 2-pack or anything. This head sculpt, you're right, dude. It's awesome. It's like
where'd you pick up the sculpt, Nick?
Toy Anxiety. They sell stuff parted out. So I was gonna tell you on the side later, like since you were talking about the Green Goblin head, when that releases, you should make sure on that website for sure. Yeah, good website for that stuff.
It's a brilliant idea. They just buy figures and part them out like it's.
It is, yeah. I got the head sculpt for it was I think $80. Yeah. I don't know if that's like too high, but for me it was worth it because I didn't really.
No, you'll be able to sell that thing easily for.
Yeah, exactly. If I want to, if I ever wanted to just sell it, now I could. Put it with the head sculpt.
It's one of the best as well.
Oh yeah, but so I'll have maybe a few photos, a few edits coming out soon, and then I have a video coming out soon talking about this cosplay I was working on for a while. Shane knows about this. This guy
that was
here.
Amazing. Can I just say, like the detail on that was phenomenal. Did you make that yourself, or is it like the video is going to tell us about it?
Yeah, no, I mean I can tell you real quick, but no, it's made by like it's all like printed and sewn up by the maker. I bought it secondhand, so it was all like all the webs were falling off and everything, and I basically had to repair this whole thing. Like you can kind of see like the neckline is all like it's hard to see here, but there's like blue stains all over. Great. Yeah, it took a lot of work, so it took like a whole month of work, but it came out pretty good, so I'm pretty proud of it. So I'll have a video on that coming out sometime, hopefully this month. But that's it for me.
Excellent stuff.
You gonna put that on a mannequin in the corner?
Oh, dude, I don't have space in where I live now, but
that would be awesome.
Yeah, I know. I want to so bad. I really want to. Yeah, for sure. I gotta. Whenever I get space, for sure, it's going on a mannequin.
Definitely do. So if you haven't done so already, follow at Nix_collectibles on Instagram. And subscribe to Nix_collectibles on YouTube. And 1 second, I get your banner, Alan. I have it here. There we go. Yeah. So, Alan, what are you shooting next?
I'm still working on the little Thanos bust showcase. I haven't had a chance to like edit it and things like that. So yeah, I'm kind of working on that at the minute, and then I'll move on to the 2012 Captain America / Endgame Captain America one. I have a custom sculpt that I'm going to try on each body and just see how it looks, basically. But yeah, I've kind of, when you get those creative kind of like dry spells, I feel like I'm in one of them at the minute. So I haven't posted anything on Instagram for a little while. So yeah, I need to kind of work through that and start posting more. But
I really like the video you put up on your YouTube channel. So sorry, I don't actually have your YouTube channel here. So if you can, you just let me know so I'm going to edit this live so that so it's follow at the 6 Scale Gallery on Instagram.
Yeah, it should be the same on YouTube as well, I think.
Okay, so subscribe to, and it's the 6 Scale Gallery.
Yeah.
So is it all one or is it 3 different words?
So it should be 4 different words.
Oh, sorry, the 6th. My bad. Sorry.
That's
the
right.
6th Scale Gallery. So that should be working there now. Is that it at the 6 Scale Gallery?
There I am.
Sorry, it's that's on Instagram. The 6 Scale Gallery on on YouTube. Yeah. Good stuff. All right, so thanks. Just about to finish off. Thanks very much for everyone for giving up your time, and I enjoyed the chat. It's nice to chat when we have a nice drop. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, it would be greatly appreciated if you like the video and subscribe to 16 Figure Focus on YouTube. You're watching it now. It's just a click away, and it's free. And follow at 16 Figure Focus on Instagram. I haven't put up photos in a while, but I will be doing some next weekend or the weekend after. I won't be able to do it next weekend. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for everyone who watched the video, liked the video, subscribed, all that stuff. And thanks to Boba Fettuccini for that super chat. Very much appreciated. Right, so we are out of here. See you now. Good luck.